of War Ragnarok New Details are here. I paid for them. There was a digital edition of the Game Informer cover story, and we recently covered the God of War Ragnarok combat details, and unfortunately, most of what was in the Game Informer article was basically that. There was a lot of fluff. I'm going to break down, I still think there were nuggets of good things in the article. I'm going to break down everything from that article right here at the front end of the stream. I'll be ending the previous stream about The Last of Us reviews, about the remake. If you want to see that VOD, go check that out. I'm going to bring those people over from that stream. We do lots of live streams every day. I try to put all the good information right at the beginning of the stream so you don't have to go searching for it. So I'm going to do that in a moment in the brief update. Make sure you hit subscribe, the bell button, all those things so you don't miss my content. Make sure you smash the like button as well if you're watching the past broadcast. That helps me out. And again, just so you don't have to go looking for it, I do this update right at the beginning. Here's everything from that article in a short form. This is a Reforge update. God of War Ragnarok New Details are here from a Game Informer article. You may have already seen our God of War Ragnarok combat details. Some of that is in here in addition to other details that they outlined. I actually paid for the digital edition so I could bring you this video. So be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss the quick uploads. And check out Reforge Gaming where I stream the discussions live. First and foremost, they centered on Freya and Thor. Many people have said, listen, because I've said, you know, we're going to get rid of Thor early on, or maybe we're going to get to wield Mjolnir and Thor's going to get eliminated. Well, according to this article, Freya and Thor are going to have the same screen time and the same depth as Baldur from God of War 2018. They're the main antagonists. So they basically said, listen, if you liked Baldur, if you liked the depth, the creativity, and the screen time there, both Freya and Thor are going to get equal treatment the way that Baldur did. So I think that's a pretty awesome indication about story depth as well as cinematics and story elements and just character development. They also talked about level design and puzzles. They said within the level design there will be more verticality. We talked about this a little bit in the combat. That'll be in this video as well, that verticality is going to play a pretty big role in distinguishing this title as an evolution of the previous God of War. God of War 2018 was very much set pieces that were sort of flat, and if there was any vertical movement, it was a slow climb on a chain or a wall. They will also be using water, ice, and maybe other elements to solve puzzles. There is water flow, moving things, water flow that needs to be frozen. So use of elements in the puzzles will be a thing. Now, we've theorized based on the combat info, since you can infuse your axe with ice, the chaos blades with fire, ice, and lightning, maybe we're theorizing that we'll get to wield Mjolnir and the triangle button will infuse it with lightning, and that might also play a role in these puzzles. Electricity powering things, we don't know. There will also be an increased use of Atreus. He will be used more in the puzzles and the navigation of the rooms and things. In the first game, he helped you with the runes and some of the different things you'd like tell him to do. They touched on increased enemy variety. They mentioned a couple of the enemies that will be making an appearance in this game: Asgardian soldiers, enormous wyverns, grims, and antlered centaurs known as stalkers. There was a really great screenshot of this antlered centaur using a whip to like grab on to Kratos' arm. Those are going to be some of the units in the game. They did seem to stress that they wanted to have that enemy variety, so hopefully we don't get into the flat tire. Some of the enemies in the first game maybe got repeated a little bit too much. I'm not saying that's a major flaw, but maybe we will have a bit of a reprieve from that with more enemy variety. Now, if you heard the combat updates, maybe, you know, tap forward on the video to skip to the next section, but I'm going to give a brief overview of the combat updates. There will be more verticality in movement. You can use the Chaos Blades to tether up to locations, attack enemies, get healing, get items, whatever. In God of War 2018, any enemies that were elevated or vertical typically had to have an axe thrown at them or Atreus to shoot at them. You will now be able to go up to where they are, which will create depth in the fighting and less of that flat arena style. Elements can then be imbued onto the items, as I just previously mentioned, and maybe that means we'll get to wield Mjolnir. So now when you press the triangle button, instead of it just doing one thing, it's going to do different things, as in giving them elemental powers. They outlined the details of two shields. The Dauntless shield with perfect parries glows red and can be used to do this big, huge slam, and there was the Stonewall shield, which is more of a tanking shield. Instead of timing your parries, you just hold it up, it absorbs kinetic energy, and then can then slam the ground. There are other shields as well. They all come with risk and potential cost for the payout of their powers. That's how they're going to give you build diversity. No real mention of other weapons. I think they're going to give you that build diversity and those choices with the shield instead of having a bunch of different weapons. That remains to be seen if that's not true. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Then they talked about how this is not the end of the franchise. At the very end of the article, director Eric Williams said that the sequel means this to him. He says, well, what does the sequel mean to him? And he said that, quote, an ending is just something new beginning. So the question is, what is ending? Is he purely responding to the questions about the Norse story, the end of Atreus and Kratos being in the Norse story? Is Kratos going to exit and die? Is Loki taking over? Is he just basically saying that this is the end of this story? Maybe Atreus dies, maybe Kratos is alone in the next title. But whatever he has in mind, this game is ushering in an ending that they're viewing as a new beginning. So God of War's not going anywhere, but it might look a little bit different the next time a game releases. As always, hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my uploads, and check out Reforge Gaming where I stream live so I can see you in the next video. All right, what do you guys think? We got a lot of new info. I was pretty bummed that I paid for this. It wasn't as great as we thought. Sadly, that's what the thumbnail is in reference to. Like, I paid for this. I was disappointed. Admittedly, we thought, oh man, if they're willing to trickle out the combat information before the cover story, then the cover story is going to be amazing. And it kind of wasn't. It was kind of very much ho-hum. Some of the things we read we already knew about. A lot of the article was filler fluff, things that we've known prior to now. I don't know why you would do a big cover story and fill it with a bunch of things that we already know about. So it was a little concerning as I was reading. Now, I will say the combat details are pretty significant. I'm not going to walk that back. We said that yesterday, that the combat changes are pretty awesome, but I was hoping for a whole lot more in this article. Everything I just outlined to you is cool. It's awesome, but yeah, Game Informer baited us hard, big time bait. Nothing I just read is that significant compared to the combat. I'm like, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why you didn't trot out something like, you could have trotted out maybe the section on increased enemy variety, maybe the section on Freya and Thor, or the level designs and the puzzles, and then the combat stuff would have been like super exciting in the Game Informer article. Like, what do you guys think? That can be our opening discussion point. Do you feel the same way I do, that this article was a bit of a bait? It was like you guys acted like this was going to be some big, huge, awesome thing, and you said very little, right? Assassin's Creed's officially announced it. There we go. They've officially announced it. All right, I'm gonna slate that for potentially tomorrow. So where do you guys land on this? By the way, remember, we redirected to a new stream. Smash that like button, give us our first 100 likes, and make sure you're on live chat so you can see what everybody's saying. I wonder if they're going to try and connect the stories of all mythological gods and broaden out the story. That way that we could be closing out the Norse story. Right. Exactly. Like, is there going to be more? Is there going to be more with that? What's good, Birdface? How are you? How is everybody? Welcome on in. Go through the ritual of smashing like, saying hello in the chat. There's going to be some gifted members this stream, I think. I think somebody was planning on doing that. So buckle up. If you're one of the more loyal viewers, you might get one. This is supposed to close it out. Yeah, I'm not sure about that after what he said. Barrier says, the article is a bummer, but they do have exclusive footage to show still. That'll be the highlight. Yes, so thank you for bringing that up, Barrier. I forgot about that. Somebody who has been working on the project of God of War Ragnarok, he made sure everybody knew, hey, when this Game Informer article hits, we don't have any footage. And he said, in the coming days, there'll be 4 minutes of new gameplay footage. We will obviously cover that when it comes out. We love covering new footage and new gameplay whenever it's there to break it down and to look at. There was a very, very brief shot in the Game Informer, they put out a video about the cover art, There's a very brief shot in the video that makes it seem as though Kratos can jump both up to locations and down from locations. I think the jump up is him just using the Chaos Blades, and I think him jumping down is just a new feature that you don't have to, like, you don't need a particular spot to jump down. You can jump down from anywhere. Split screen co-op canceled, not online co-op. Oh, for that game? Yeah, we're not covering that today. Did you watch the Loki show? There are various Lokis. Yeah. Oh, you might be talking to somebody in chat. Is Loki going to have more powerful bow? It sounded to me, according to the article, they said he's going to have a whole new suite of things that he can do. So yes, Loki will be significantly stronger in this. I'm sorry, Atreus will be significantly stronger in this. The traversal looks sweet from the chains, the wolf, and of course, the boat. There's a video with very small snippets of new footage on Joe Raptor's channel. Yeah, it's just from Game Informer. I mean, I can bring it up for you guys if you want. Game Informer had like a super small snippet of gameplay in their cover reveal. So it's intermixed though. It's intermixed. So they use B-roll that we've already seen. But then we get to see the tail end of what it's going to look like right there. Boom. So he goes up, and you can see the HUD in this footage, and then he jumps down, and then he does a slam. So that's brand new. This is brand new gameplay footage. This has not been seen until recent, okay? So I'm going to do a bit of a freeze. So right here, you can see, I'm going to get out of the way. Hang on a second. Let me, that's not what I wanted. Let me turn this on, and let me turn the overlays off. Yeah, that'll get rid of that down in the corner so you can see the HUD. So underneath of me, you can see part of the HUD. I think that's probably Atreus's arrows and Atreus's how many shots he has, probably 3, and as well as an icon indicating what arrows he has equipped, okay? And then over here on the left, you can see that he has one, it looks like probably one runic ability equipped, and he has a green bar, and then there's a bar below that's not been filled yet, so I'm not, we don't really know what that means. Now, this to me, I don't know if this is a jump or if this is after a tether, because we can't see. There's no frame. Yeah, look. I think this is a jump, personally. I don't think he used his chains to do this. Because right there, look how far off the ground he is already. There's no indication that he's used his Chaos Blades to tether up there. So this looks like a jump. Jumps up and slams. And then he kills the creature from the Black Lagoon or knocks him down there, and then he jumps, grabs the axe, and slams again. Was there anything on Odin or Asgard, or are they saving that for future gameplay? State of launch. Much love, bro. Yo, TG, thank you for the 5 spot. No, they said nothing about Odin and nothing about Asgard. The only mention of Asgard was that there would be Asgardian soldiers that you'll have to fight. He doesn't even have the Chaos Blades in his hands. It looks like a jump. Yeah, here's some more. Look. I think that's the introduction to it. This right here, I think he jumps. Yep. I think he jumps the gap. So it might not be a gap you can do all the time. Because look. This gets broken by Atreus. And then you see that symbol there? There's a symbol there. I think he can just jump larger gaps. I don't know if he can just jump all the time. It's like Atreus gets rid of the barricade, and you can see a similar blue color over there indicating, hey, this is a jump you can make. You can see back there in the background the use of water. That's dwarven stuff, they said. They said in the article you were going to find dwarven structures that use a lot of water flow, that you might have to redirect for puzzles or freeze with ice. So here they're showing some stuff that you can do with the axe. What was that supposed to be showing? Are they showing the different axe throws? What, like the right bumper versus the right trigger? Hang on. I don't understand what we're looking at here. Oh, accessibility stuff. Okay, okay. So yeah, he definitely jumps, but I don't know if that's like a jump he can do all the time. Digital Foundry analyzing 200 plus zoom incoming. That's right, that's right. I don't think Kratos can jump all the time. I think he jumps a gap there, and they just sort of... I think they just sort of splice the footage to make it look like he's like leaping leaping. I don't think you can just be like jumping around all the time. Only when he feels like it. Yeah. So again, let's look at it. Yeah, the floor had a symbol on it. It's a scripted jump. See it? You see the symbol? It's also on the edge, because sometimes you're not going to be able to see the floor that you're jumping to. Because he's definitely jumping up. He's jumping up from where he just previously was, but it's a gap jump. It's not a straight up high jump. And he saw this symbol. That's from later in the footage, where he basically gets a... There's more down there, too. Look. You see right here where I'm circling? That floor, he can jump over there. Look. You see it? There's a blue symbol over here, and there's a blue symbol here. So it's just like the last game with jumpable gaps. The difference is, he can just jump down if he wants. He doesn't have to, like, find a place to jump down. The same rowing animation. I can't believe they're charging $70 for this. That's good. That's well done. Yeah, you have to shout enhance. Yeah. More! Enhance! Yeah, best DLC ever. Well, if you guys are just tuning in, one of the reasons my thumbnail says I paid for this question mark is because I expected a lot more in the Game Informer article. The combat information we got yesterday was like super exciting, so we thought the Game Informer cover story was going to have a whole lot more in it. And it just didn't. Different camera angle? What do you mean different camera angle? It's funny that AI has made enhance a real thing now. I know, right? Okay, so this is where he jumps from, okay? This is where he jumps from. So you can see beneath me Atreus' arrows. He's got 3 of them, right? And there's this green wall. So, yo, Dad Not Good is kicking off a stream about Dad of Boy, perfectly executed. Boy. Dad Not Good gifting 10 memberships to the community. Guys, click allow gifts, or click the join button and click the 3 dots at the top of the join menu. Go into your gifting options and make sure it's turned on. If it's already on, turn it off and save it and go back in and turn it back on again. Oh my gosh, he did too. What are you doing? Guys, claim those gifteds. There's 20 gifteds to be claimed in chat, dropping a double 10 bomb. So he instructs Atreus to shoot that. Atreus shoots it and it goes away. And you can see the symbols on his feet and on the ground. And you can also see the symbol over there. So this is how he jumps. Dad Got Good wants attention. He could have done a single 20. Yeah, hopefully it wasn't a glitch. And then they cut it short because that's where he jumps. Remember, this game didn't take long in development, so you get you get what you get, and we should be able to cross carry over Hack Silver and XP into the new game. The new game plus from the old game, at least. I don't know about that. Yo, Riley grabs the first of the 20. He grabs the first of the 20. No attention here. Just won't let me do more than 10 at a time. Oh, now he dropped to 20. Oh my gosh, that's 40 total. Dad, not good. Settle down. We're hitting 1,300 members today. We are. We're gonna do it. All on you guys. You guys are amazing. Riley grabbed one. Eric Hayes grabbed one. Igris Rain grabbed one. Guys, make sure and enable your gifted options. Make sure and do that. If you're just tuning in, the latest God of War Ragnarok New Details were in a Game Informer article. I'm a little disappointed. I paid for the digital edition of the article, and there wasn't that much in there. There was good things in there, but not that much. If you want to recap, it's at the beginning of the stream. Rewind, watch the first 5 minutes, and then you can come back and watch the live stream. Yo, Hermes Lives gets one of the 40. Tom Kish, Kareem, The Cable Guy, Scott Harris, all grabbing memberships. Guys, click Allow Gifts at the top of the chat. Click the green boxes or go into the Join menu. Click those 3 dots and get into your gifting options. I know, right, Christina? They aren't going to let you ruin the in-game economy on a new title because you played the snot out of the first one. Exactly. Another 10. What is going on? Creature with 18-month milestone. If you got a gifted membership, get in the Discord. Guys, get in the Discord. Dad Not Good, drop another 10. What is happening? That's 50 total. He said, that's it. I'm done for now. Estonio, Just Wait, Jason Christoph, and Sane. My man Sane got a gifted membership. That is a lot of them. There's another one for Joey Toth. Guys, our Discord is a members-only Discord where you will never miss out on the content. How many until jousting genitals? Well, let's get all 50 of these claimed, and then I'll tell you. Let's get all 50 claimed. It's going to take a while. Zubair drawing people's attention to the Quarry playlist. If you become a member, you can always go back and watch previous members-only content, like my streams with my wife or the Quarry playlist. Viewership is once again acting crazy. If you're getting blips and buffering and audio glitches and having to refresh, that is not my fault. YouTube is doing something today, and it's causing problems. We spiked up to like 420 viewers, and now we're back down, so probably a bunch of people refreshing because of a blip. Japanther, James the Human, Dave, thank you guys so much for grabbing those gifted memberships. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. I believe those are... I can't tell. I think they're Chinese symbols. Thank you very much. Mio or Muo and FR5 all grabbing memberships. Welcome on in. Yeah, here we go. Mine got blipped. YouTube, stop it. Yeah, YouTube making it incredibly hard for us to you know, hang out and, I don't know, make them money. Jiminy Christmas, YouTube. Just sucking wind lately. Another name that I'm sorry I cannot pronounce. Trevolution, Walter, Metamorfondo, and you guys all got gifted memberships. There's 50 to grab. So many that are getting grabbed. If you got a membership, get in our Discord. Yeah, Optic Creeper, we'll probably talk about that tomorrow. High Steppers Crew got one. If you guys are just tuning in, the God of War Ragnarok New Details, they were in a Game Informer article. I was a little disappointed. They talked about Freya and Thor, level design and puzzles, increased enemy variety, updated combat, and this is not the end of the franchise. They said this ending is a new beginning. That was from the game's director. Logan Schluter, Their Law 84, The Real Banshee, all grabbing gifted memberships, generously gifted from Dad Not Good. He dropped a big old 50 bomb on chat. You can click on him to grab him. Ann Boo got one. Weaver, Matthew S., Jordan Ward, so many people. Who would win, Thor or Kratos? I think Kratos would win. Divine Perspective, NJ Campbell, grabbing those gifted memberships. I am incredibly sorry that we've lost probably 50 people to buffering. It should calm down. It happened during our first stream, and then after 1 or 2 blips, it fixes itself and it stops happening. So if you're having to refresh, I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what YouTube's doing, but it tends to happen, and then it goes away and stops. So hopefully that's the end of it. Trebellion with a 10-month milestone. Hey, Lono, did you ever try the Avengers game? What were your thoughts? I tried the Black Panther thing, and I don't know. I felt like I was playing a mobile game. High on Life's delay was partly down to God of War Ragnarok and Call of Duty. Not surprising. We already talked about how people are getting out of the way of Ragnarok, right? Already talked about this. You know? Corey did say that actual universe is unexplored in God of War. Oh yeah, I think they're gonna go anywhere they want next. How do you accept gifting? Abstract Traveler, if you can't click on the green boxes at the top of the chat and click allow gifts, maybe try the join button and then click the 3 dots at the top of the menu and go to your gifting options. Here go a bunch of them. Somebody else with, again, I am sorry. I think those are Japanese symbols and not Chinese. I'm pretty sure those are Japanese. Sam Thompson, Montov, Optic Reaper, Rainboy, Druv, It's Me, a Guy, Jasper Whitmer, Work and Lurk got one, and the Trend Store. So many people getting memberships. Thank you so much, Dad Not Good, for gifting 50 members to the community. Currently, the member count, we did it. We hit 1,300. 1,307 members. If we hit 1,500, my wife and I have to play Genital Jousting on Friday nights. Friday nights is a members-only stream with my wife. Every day as a member, you get an extra talk show. So make sure you're in the Discord. The Discord's members only, and you'll never miss members only content. But Friday night's a little different. I hang out with my wife and we play games. Isn't that Takashi? That is not Takashi. I recognize Takashi's symbols, and I recognize Takashi's avatar. That's not Takashi. I know, just supporting that. Yeah, thanks for the article, Ratchet. Lono, not being able to differentiate between Japanese and Chinese characters, cancelable. Yeah, I try to be able to tell the difference. Japanese and Chinese kanji are usually the same. Really? Takeshi? No, it's not Takeshi like Takeshi's Castle. Takashi. Takashi hangs out in here. He usually leaves comments. He's super duper nice, but he doesn't get to make the live shows that often. Those are Chinese characters, but Japan uses the same one. What, Genital Jousting? You starting an OnlyFans? No. Blakey Biz grabbed one of the memberships. Thank you so much, Blakey. Another one. Daniel Munford grabbed one. Rumble 8 grabbed one. Chris Tez grabbed one. Big Wheeze. So many memberships. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me count them all. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. There's roughly 12 left. There's roughly 10 or 12 memberships left. 10 or 12 memberships left. So click gifteds at the top and click allow gifts. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that, like, should Game Informer have even let the combat info out a day in advance? I feel like they kind of blew the info wad way too early. They blew it way too early. It was like, this is the best part of the article. You know, more verticality. You can infuse your weapons with elements. We theorize that means we're going to get to wield Mjolnir and infuse it with lightning. If you can infuse the axe with ice and the Chaos Blaze with fire, well, fire, ice, and lightning sounds like a great trifecta to me. Look at all these gifts during a Sony stream. That fan base sure does. Shut up, Eugene. Game Informer definitely blew it, says Creature. Like, we almost didn't even cover this today. I was like, it's there, but it's kind of not there. But I was like, we need to cover it. It's new info. People are going to wonder why I'm not covering it. I would have just seemed sour if I was like, the info wasn't good enough. I'm not covering the cover story. You know, I didn't think that was a good call. But that's why I put like on the thumbnail, like, I paid for this? You literally had me pay for a digital article subscription, and it's you gave the best information away for free, right? Why? What's in the lower left? What do you mean what's in the lower left? What are you talking about? Oh, check the lower left corner for the red dot. We might want to change that. That might not be right. And just have it say, make sure you're watching live, because the lower left might not be correct anymore. Check. Let's just say check. Check for the red dot to ensure you're watching live. I'm just going to change it to say that. YouTube really hates when I listen to the app in the background. I had to completely reboot the app. Quick, people, get a membership. Yeah, there's 10 or 12 memberships left. There's 10 or 12 memberships left. If you want a free membership, grab one. There was 50 gifted by Dad Not Good. He went absolutely massive. If you guys are just tuning in, or you're a longtime viewer, you've been here before, help us hit 200 likes. We only need 25 more likes. There's almost 400 people here. Let's have a strong second show. Our first show was about The Last of Us Remake. Now we're talking about God of War Ragnarok New Details in a Game Informer article. There was even a little bit of new gameplay. Nothing huge, nothing significant. Just some scenery, some new views of the HUD, and some things that you can do. Nothing major. There was a jump featured. It does look as though he can drop down. At the very beginning of the video, it's pretty clear that he can both jump across larger areas, he can weave attacks into his jumping across of larger areas, and he can more easily come down from vertical areas. Now, this will change combat quite a bit. The first game was quite a bit of a arena-style flat feeling, and verticality is one of the big things they have said that they are increasing in the game, and I think that's pretty cool. How do I claim a membership? First-time viewer. Click the green boxes at the top of the chat, and then click Allow Gifts. If you don't see that, you can click on the Join button or use the Join command in chat, and that link will open up a Join menu, and you can click the 3 dots at the top and go to your gifting settings and turn on Allow Gifts for my channel. If your gifting's already turned on and you're not getting them, then turn it off, back all the way out, go back in and turn it on again. I'm not kidding you. That's literally helping people. Are you streaming on Labor Day? Yes, I will be. The environments look even more stunning in this game. This does look really good for a DLC. He's memeing. He's memeing, Chad. He's being silly. He's being silly. Do you guys still see people making that argument? Are there still people out there saying that this looks like DLC? I'm just curious if, do you think that is still going to be a thing that we hear? Is that getting traction? Is there a sentimentality out there that's still kind of saying, oh, it looks like DLC? I hope we see Odin. I mean, I think we're going to end up in Asgard, so I do think we'll end up seeing Odin. I think we're gonna kill Thor and then have to face Odin. According to the article, Freya and Thor are the main antagonists, and they will get the same amount of screen time. They will get the same amount of screen time and depth that Baldur got in God of War 2018. That's what they said. There ain't no red dot anywhere, but I'm watching live. Okay. Nothing I say should be ever taken seriously, says Fuzzy. Of course there are, says Zubair. There are still people saying the new Last of Us is a remaster. Held back, delayed, no changes, DLC. When do you think you will get an early access version, if you do, that is? I don't think I'll get an early access version. I don't think Sony does that. Well, Sony does that with really big channels. We're not there yet. I think once we get to 25,000 subs, we might be in contention to get that kind of treatment. We're not quite there yet. We're nearing 20,000, which is amazing. But until we're at 25,000, I don't think companies will look at us for that kind of early access treatment. Will Ragnarok run well on the PS4 Pro? It'll run as well as God of War 2018 because it's the same engine and assets. So I would imagine yes. You're not going to get all the updated cool stuff that the PS5 gets. It's the same way with Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West runs as well on the PS4 Pro as Horizon Zero Dawn does. You go up to the PS5, and Horizon Forbidden West looks significantly better. If you're just tuning in, the latest God of War Ragnarok New Details from the Game Informer article, I was pretty disappointed by, mainly because they let out some great info yesterday about the God of War Ragnarok combat, and I was pretty disappointed because most of the Game Informer article was things we already knew or filler, and the most important stuff was the combat stuff. Guys, we only need 12 more likes. There's so many people here not pushing the like button. Do me a favor and do that. I think all of the gifted members have been claimed. If not, try to claim them at the top of the chat. Try to claim those gifted members. I believe there's about 10 left. We are at 1,312 members. We need 1,500 as the milestone for my wife and I to play General Jousting. Okay, Sub-Zero, we're going to go ahead and time you out because I answered your question and you just keep spamming it. So you can sit in timeout. We don't need the same question spammed in all caps. Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5 is amazing. The updates ended up further improving the game even more. I bought it in 2014, somehow still alive, but had red light twice. Oh, you're talking about an Xbox, maybe? What type of shield are you going to be using in the next God of War? Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge fan of parrying. I love parrying. I feel like parrying is this finessed level of fighting where you're not just getting out of the way or holding up a block. You're timing a really, really nice block. And I think I'm going to use the Dauntless Shield or any shield that rewards parrying. So the Dauntless Shield sounds really cool. Every time you parry, it like charges it up, and once it flashes red, you can like slam it on the ground and it like knocks people back. Now the Stonewell Shield is a little bit different. The Stonewell Shield is you just hold it up and block and absorbs kinetic energy, and then you can slam the ground. So there's no timing involved there. It's just more of like a tanky meat shield, kind of, you know, kind of a mindless dum-dum thing, like, ooh, 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 you know, you just kind of hold it up. So I think I would gravitate towards any of the shields that reward parrying. I enjoy parrying very, very much. I also am curious, do you guys think our theory is pretty sound? According to the combat details from yesterday, as well as the article that we're covering today, you can, you know, imbue your axe with ice and the Chaos Blades with fire. Do you think that maybe lightly points to, that we are going to get to wield Mjolnir in the game, and then we would imbue that with lightning? Like, fire, ice, and lightning just sounds like a really cool trifecta. And in the article that I'm covering today, they indicated that the puzzles, some of them will be solved with ice. So maybe some puzzles are solved with fire. And then maybe there could be puzzles solved with lightning, like you have to power something up, almost like Tesla coils. I don't know if they would want to go that far, if the mythology would allow for that. Like ice, fire, and water is pretty typical from these stories in this you know, this ethos of mythology. But I don't know about that. I don't know about lightning powering something up for a puzzle. But I do think we might be wielding Mjolnir in this game, and then we would infuse it with the lightning. They just want to dunk on the only company delivering the games. Guess having no games for years does that to you. Let's not start the console war, please. Elemental damage, yes, please. Yes. Is Stormbreaker only MCU? I don't know. I think Stormbreaker's an MCU thing. If you're just tuning in and you wonder why the thumbnail says, I paid for this, the latest God of War Ragnarok New Details were in a Game Informer article. I paid money to have the digital subscription. I did the same thing for last month, so that way I could give you guys the detail about Skull and Bones as soon as it hit. And the details in the Game Informer article weren't that amazing. Most of the amazing details we got yesterday for free when they talked about the God of War Ragnarok combat details. That was probably the greatest stuff. And unfortunately, they kind of blew that out a little bit early yesterday. Going to say again, you're wrong, Lono. The axe you can imbue with ice or fire, like Chaos Blades, get a different power. Really? Just joined the channel. Love listening to this at work. Thank you, Trey. Oh, he put the joystick next to his name to try to trick me. I just joined. Did you think I would fall for that? Your name's not green. That was a good try, though. That was a good try. You know what's funny is that emoji, it really does look like my logo quite a bit. It's like, it's very similar. Very, very similar. I want to go and read the actual article, though. I don't know if that's true. Read the article again. I'm going to, Greenside. Let's read it. Game Informer. Let you play with your food. Here we go. Okay. Let's read it again. Let's take a look at this. Triangle attacks are officially called weapon signature moves. Depending on whether you have the Leviathan Axe or Blades of Chaos readied, Kratos can infuse the sharpened steel with ice or fire. Oh! These elemental moves, called Frost Awaken and Whiplash, do extra damage by freezing or incinerating aggressors. Okay, so you can infuse either weapon with ice or fire. All right, I'm just going to ban him. You can infuse either weapon. Sub-Zero, you now are banned from my channel and can't talk. If you're just going to come in and spam the same question and ignore the answers that I gave you, unfortunately, you lack the base level of intelligence to hang out here. You just aren't making the muster. That's very different than what I thought. They don't say respectively, it's either or both. Now, maybe that's a sloppily written sentence and my presumption and assumption is actually correct. But currently, the way that's written, green side is correct. You can infuse the axe with ice or fire and the Blades of Chaos with ice or fire. See, in the last game, each of them has an element that you sort of associate with them. So I just assumed that's how it was going to work. What was he asking? He just kept asking over and over again if it was going to run well on the PS4 Pro. Like, I don't know if he thinks he's achieving something. Like, does he think he's achieving like a... Is he trying to get a dig in? Is he an Xbox fan? I don't know. I answered him. I said, it'll run as well as God of War 2018 runs on the PS4 Pro. And he just kept spamming it. We literally timed him out. He came back and he immediately asked it again. So, he's now banned. Just Wait says, I think it's probably not written well. I don't know. Let's read it again. Triangle attacks are officially called weapon signature moves. Depending on whether you have the Leviathan Axe or Blades readied, Kratos can infuse the sharpest... I don't know. I might be right. It says, depending on whether you have this one or this one readied, Kratos can infuse the sharpened steel with ice or fire. These elemental moves are called Frost Awaken and Whiplash. They do extra damage by freezing or incinerating aggressors. I think I'm right. Look. They're weapon signature moves. Weapon singular, right? So this weapon's signature move is Frost Awaken. This weapon's signature move is Whiplash. I mean, it's even called Whiplash. That's what you do. The Chaos Blades have chains, right? I think my presumption was correct. I think my reading of that is correct, actually, Greenside. I think you're wrong. I think they forgot to say respectively several times. Yeah. They even put it in the same order. They go axe or blades, ice or fire. If you are, they wrote that weird. I will readily admit to you, it's not written very well. Whiplash doesn't sound like an axe move. Yeah, it doesn't. It sounds like a chaos. It sounds like the Blades of Chaos move. Reforge, you are for sure correct. Okay. I will always entertain being corrected. At first, I thought maybe Greenside was right, but upon rereading it, look, do you understand? The logic I'm reading here is you see the word or. If you're using the axe or the blades, you can use ice or fire. The word or, I think, is our clue. I think that's our clue. I also think the names, Frost Awaken and Whiplash, I also think weapon signature moves. It doesn't make any sense to be like, yeah, that's a signature move. On both things? That doesn't stand to reason. Like, a signature move is in, like, wrestling, right? Oh, that's that guy's signature move. Somebody else can't do his signature move. So the axe has a signature move called Frost Awaken, and the Blades of Chaos have a signature move called Whiplash. If they both got to do it, the term signature move doesn't actually make any sense. If they can both do Frost Awaken, well, that's not a weapon signature move. That doesn't make any sense as a term. They have different powers. The ice and the fire is for the axe and Whiplash is for the blades. Yeah, that's what I think. Which I think lends credence to the fact that Mjolnir will have a weapon signature move, you know, called, I don't even know, you know, Zeus's butthole. I'm just kidding. I don't know, but Mjolnir will have a signature move, you know, called let's see, Frost Awaken Whiplash. Well, it doesn't even need to include it. Yeah, it could just be Crack a Boom or something like that. Yeah, Hammer Time. That's it. No, I got it. No, not Thunderbolt. Too obvious. It'll be called... I'm serious. I think I've got it. No, not Rolling Thunder, not Thunderstruck. I'm dead serious about this. I know I'm smiling, but I'm dead serious about this. I really do think that the hammer signature move is going to be called Can't Touch This. Don't leave. Please don't leave. I won't do any more. For the rest of the day, okay? I won't. That's the last one. Please stay. Don't leave. Don't leave. No, Oscar, come on. Don't leave. That was pretty good. Come on. I hate it here. How do I cancel my membership? And with that, I'm out. Come on. That was good. Dad jokes. He's a dad, boy. Like, he's a dad. Come on. That's pretty good. That wasn't bad. I think I deserve some gifted memberships from that. Let's get some more gifteds. Let's set our sights on 1,400 members to celebrate. Can't touch this. Frost Awaken, Whiplash, and Can't Touch This. Oh my gosh. It's too good. I am proud. I am very proud of that joke. Oh, I am proud of that joke. That's good. That's good. That gives me life. Laughing at my own stuff, man. My wife hates it. She hates how much I laugh at my own jokes. I'm like, it's gonna keep me young. It's gonna keep me young, baby. All right, I'm gonna head out. I'm taking my 2+ years back. That's right. Oh man, you know why I was smiling? I was smiling because I knew it was so good. I was like, they're gonna be so mad about this. I was being ornery. Oh, can I refund my gifted membership? Look, I know my membership was gifted, but can I return it? Take your dang joystick. Oh, gosh, that was good. I love it here. I love what we get to do every day. If you guys are enjoying the vibe and the laughter and the fact that I'm safe for work, do me a favor. Smash the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Maybe consider becoming a member. Click the join button. Or just be here as often as you can. You might get a gifted membership. Now we see why Dad Not Good gifted so many members. That's right. That's right. Oh, man. That's it. Hammer time. Needs to be a t-shirt. Yeah, just lightning, a hammer, and then a clock. Nobody would get it. Nobody would understand. Enjoy dad jokes. Sub to the channel. Sean hit a 5-month milestone as a member. I'm kind of upset that I have to follow that terrible joke with this, but I knew what I was signing up for. That joke is the equivalent of smelling your own fart and loving it. But as a dad myself, I appreciate it. That is such an analogy. That's it. Usually I am wearing the analogy crown, but I pass it to you for the day, sir. I pass it to you. That is perfect. Oh man, gifted memberships are now equipped with gift receipts in case the stream doesn't fit. That's good. This moment right here, says Abe. This is what we need to point to when newcomers think about sticking around. We have to warn them. We have to warn them. My face hurts, dude. I've been smiling so much today. Whew. Whew. Sven doesn't joke about amazing. I still think Baby Got Back would be better attack name. No, that would be for him calling the axe back, you know, calling it back, and it does some kind of an explosive thing on the way back, you know. Stream is good, but I have to pay for membership. 6 out of 10. That's good, Quiet Shy. That's good. Stream's amazing. Have a great time every day. Really, really enjoy the content. Unfortunately, I think membership's a little overpriced. 6 out of 10. This will run someone off faster than calling a liar, says Eugene. Community has really bought the heat this week. Love to see it. Yes. It feels very, very good. It feels very, very good. Everyone loves their own brand. My daughter said that the other day, and I could not help but die laughing. She was like, "Do you smell my wonderful toot?" And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Everybody loves the smell of their own toots." And I was thinking to myself, who taught you that? Her nose taught her that. Oh, my kids will both do that. They'll get a little grin on their face and they'll be like, "Sniff, Papa." I'm like, no, I am not. I am not doing that. Oh, man. You know what doesn't feel really good? Having to listen to Lono's jokes. Her brother, I bet. I don't know if it was him or not. Sony topics, more memberships, just saying. Eugene, stop. Really enjoy the show. So entertaining, great topics, great host. For some reason, I keep getting a gifted membership, and for that, 6 out of 10. War shelling for members. That's right. Well, viewership is going down because we're not discussing the topic. We are running aground just a little bit. It's a little early in the stream to run aground. We haven't even made it to the hour yet. So here's the thing. Let's discuss this. I think this is a discussion and debate point worth having. I do. I think this is good. Should they call the weapon signature move from Mjolnir? Can't touch this. No, I'm just kidding. The thoughts on the ending. So the director, Eric Williams, was asked the question, what does the sequel mean to you? God of War Ragnarok, what's it mean to you? They talked a lot about in the interview about evolution and, the evolution of the franchise. And he said, Eric Williams says, "I'm going to answer you in a silly way." And he says what it means to him is, quote, "An ending is just something new beginning." Okay? What do you think about this? What are your thoughts on this ending? What's he referring to? Is he just referring to the ending of the Norse story? Is it just, it's the end of the Atreus and Kratos thing? Is there going to be a significant ending, as in like Kratos is ending? He's dying? Is Atreus taking over as Loki? Like, what do you interpret these comments to be about? He is basically summarizing God of War Ragnarok as an ending that leads to a new beginning, or that is a new beginning. Lono's a Sony shill. He thinks console exclusivity is a good thing, and he made a bad joke, and for those reasons, I'm out. Yeah. He's refreshing to that we're going to go to some other pantheon. That's what you think? You think that he's basically implying we're going somewhere else? And an ending is a new beginning. We have a Destructoid article about this. Hang on a minute. I don't think God of War ends with Kratos. He is the face after all. What snowflake says some flowery crap like that? Guys, Eugene is memeing just so any new people don't take him too serious right now. He isn't being serious. We have like memes and inside jokes. He doesn't literally mean that what the guy said is woke snowflake silliness. Let's read this article from Destructoid about this. Creature just sent this to me. God of War director suggests Mayan and Egyptian cultures for the next game. Really? But that's a long, long way away. God of War, a series about taking revenge on the gods, really only hinges on one thing. It needs to take place with the polytheistic culture. Kratos, or whomever a future protagonist might be, must have a conflict with the gods, and then he must try to kill the gods. That's the formula, and more gods makes for a grander time. While God of War has temporarily shifted from Greek to Nordic mythology, it's not necessarily settling there. Speaking with Game Informer, and as reported by GameSpot, assessing the interview requires Game Informer subscription, God of War director Cory Barlog has a couple of ideas for weather civilizations that might nicely suit the series. So I missed this in my read-through of it. The Greek games were the Greek era of God of War. Moving on next, the next mythological belief system he interacts with became the Norse era of God of War. Here, let me make myself a little bit bigger because this is just ads over here. But we may end up going to the Egyptian era and the Mayan era and so on and so forth. So Cory Barlog is specifically naming the Egyptian and Mayan eras as potentialities. Those could very well be fascinating settings, but it's a lot of stargazing and conjecture at this point. Barlog confesses that Sony Santa Monica had to convince Sony that another God of War was a good idea after Ascension failed to garner the same success that its predecessors saw. It sounds like Norse God of War has to earn back Sony's confidence before we start seriously fantasizing about what other cultures might be a good fit. So he specifically names Egypt and the Mayans. Now, for me, I feel like Egypt and Mayans both can do the same thing and take us to a very sort of desert, very different setting comparatively. Like, this game, Ragnarok's going to be all about snow and ice and cold because of the Fimbulwinter and Ragnarok. So the next game would look dramatically different if suddenly Kratos shows up and there's just sand everywhere and Mayan or Egyptian pyramids. That would be a really, really big change in like biome and setting. That would be an epic turn to go to the Egyptian era. Personally, I love the history there. Where do you guys think we want to go? Mayans would be jungles? I thought Mayans would be a mixture of jungle and desert and pyramids, would they not? You might be right. Mayans might be more jungle-based, more tropical. So yeah, I was thinking pyramids, but you might be right. The pyramids might not actually be in remote desert locations for the Mayans, but they would be for the for the Egyptians. Mayans would be rainforest. Okay, sorry, I got that wrong. As an Egyptian, let's go Egypt, baby. You're part Egyptian. I tell you what, like, I've watched a couple shows periodically, and whenever there's an Egyptian person, I'm like, oh my gosh, they are so beautiful. I don't know what it is. They have such just striking features. I loved AC Origins for that reason. Yeah, I love the Egyptian setting in Assassin's Creed Origins for sure. It'd be tropical, but not necessarily a jungle. Mayans were South America, so they'd be rainforest. Got it. That's right. There's no deserts down there, are there? Not close enough to the equator, right? To the equator. What is this thing that you got from Xbox Live Gold? Thank you for being a moral member. Bring Pass Ultimate will know. Oh. It says Xbox Live Gold members via games with gold will no longer include 360 titles. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. That's not a big deal. Egyptian or Japanese would be sweet as a continuation of the story. I met an Egyptian guy once, and he was a handsome man, not gonna lie. Yeah, been to Egypt a couple of times, and let me tell you, we beautiful out there. I don't need convinced at all. Technically, Egyptian during those times should be more tropical too. The Nile Basin was lush. Well, you could have really good juxtapositions, could you not? You could have deserts and lush areas, unless it's like Sahara-based. You could maybe do both. There's always something fun about biome contrasts in games. Like my wife and I are playing through Returnal, and we finally beat the Biome 1 boss together last night, and we got to that second biome, and I just love that shift from like cold and cryptic and almost tomb-like with weird plants to dusty and desert and stones, you know? Rami's gorgeous. Oh, is Rami Malek? Is he Egyptian? I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, like, his features are so striking and so strong. Like, he has a very symmetrical face, like very memorable eyes, very full lips, a very good jawline. Yeah, I mean, that's you can kind of see it in his face. Yeah. Kratos would see his Greek past in mirages. Just a random interesting idea. Unless when Kratos ended the world in the old God of War, it messed up the Egyptian tropic landscape. I don't know if they would even consider that, because this is a soft reboot, is it not? What they did with God of War 2018 was basically like a soft reboot. What if Odin creates New Greece with original gods in it before Ragnarok? That would be a reboot. That would reboot all God of War, maybe that with a good ending. How is the co-op in Eternal? It's so freaking fun, man. It's so fun. It is really, really fun. The only thing they need to update is that when you suspend a co-op cycle, it should save both of your cycles, so that as long as you come back and don't play, like, I suspended our cycle and she came back, and it's weird. It's like it saved her health, but it didn't save anything else. It seemed like it saved her health and maybe her proficiency, but it didn't save anything else. But it saved all of my stuff. That's the only weakness for Returnal Co-op. If you guys are just tuning in, the God of War Ragnarok New Details, they were in a Game Informer article. I have a brief summary at the beginning of the video if you want to rewind and watch it, or just ask me in chat. I'll give you a summary, but I don't want to go through the summary unless you're just now getting here and wanting to hear it. I don't want to keep restating it to people who have been here this entire time. Do me a favor as well, if you've been here for a while today and you're enjoying the stream, smash that like button. Consider becoming a member. We hit over 1,300 members today. We're setting our sights on 1,500 members, so consider pushing that button. It helps out the channel. It gets you into extra content. We end every day with the members-only talk show, so you get an extra piece of content every day. Maybe more if we see those tier 2s spike up. If we see people upgrade to the next tier of membership, I'll start putting more content out for them. A dialogue specifically mentioning his past, like killing his father. I still think Loki will die to keep the Ragnarok theme, and then that will free Kratos to go off to somewhere new and try and rebuild. Then he can be haunted by Loki's memory for the next 3 sequels. Kratos in Egypt would be cool. Team Anubis. Yeah. Sony Showcase. Did they announce it yet? Have they announced the Sony Showcase? It's rumored to be next week on the 8th. It's rumored to be next week on the 8th, and we were assuming they were going to wait until after tomorrow when The Last of Us Part 2, The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Remake comes out. So I'm checking my news feed right now to see if the Sony Showcase has been announced. I'm not seeing anything currently. I would assume all the major outlets would be talking about it. Not seeing it. Pretty strong, almost confirmed leaks and rumors that it is happening on the 8th, and that Eugene has made the prediction that Spidey 2 and Wolverine will be there, and then obviously Ragnarok will be the center stage showcase. Lots of gameplay. Maybe when they drop the new 4 minutes, there's going to be God of War Ragnarok gameplay. New video footage will be here very soon. 4 minutes. Very, very soon, and they said within the next couple of days. So maybe they use that to promote the Sony Showcase. That is entirely possible. That is. Sony usually announces stuff like that on Mondays. Well, that would make sense. They could let The Last of Us, remake kind of run its cycle on the weekend, and then Monday they could be like, "Hey, now that we got that out of our system, we got something big coming for you." It's the yearly showcase. We're getting previews of next year and beyond titles. Odds they announce factions at the showcase? I mean, maybe, because like what Eugene is saying, this is not a state of play. It'll be a Sony showcase, so they'll be talking about everything coming, next year and beyond. They'll kind of re-emphasize and reestablish those things. So, maybe. I'll give you a maybe. Kratos in the lands between. Uh-huh. Yeah. Tall, man-sized jackals as normal enemies. Oh, it'd be so freaking awesome. Egyptian enemies could be so cool. Guys, we've been streaming for 1 hour. Any minute now, YouTube's going to tell me I should be running ads. Do me a favor. Smash the like button. It's free to hit like. Subscribing costs nothing. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And consider doing like a super chat or your own membership or a gifted member. Because we think that's a far better way to monetize the live environment instead of like constantly doing ads. Typically when you watch the video on YouTube, it's like there's an ad at the beginning, middle, and end. And we don't do that when I'm live. Now, when you watch a past broadcast, there's an ad every 30 minutes. We think that's fair. Great casting. Brendan Gleeson is the star opposite of Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix in The Joker 2. I really hope that the musical thing is just a total rumor meme and they're not going to make that movie into a musical. That would ruin it. Elden Ring 2, based in Greece. Who's with me? Sorry, but God of War Ragnarok looks like a DLC. Oh, we finally got one. It took us 1 hour and 5 minutes for somebody to come in and say something unfounded and silly. We got it. We did it. It's great. That's great. I think our ratio is getting better. You know what I mean? Like intelligent conversation to super empty take. You know what I mean? It doesn't take long. Well, it actually took a long time today, 1 hour and 5 minutes. Oh, that's a record. He might be joking. Yeah, let's see if he's joking. Yeah. They released information about the combat system being completely deepened, updated, and expanded. And if that's DLC, then I wonder how many games do that as DLC. I love musicals. Who, me? No, Arctic Wolf said, sorry, but God of War Ragnarok looks like a DLC. Lono in chat, glad to be here. Keep the membership train going. Thank you, train. Good to see you. There it is. There's the pop-up. Now would be a good time to insert ads. No! I'm not gonna. Not out loud. This, and this are coming to this. Oh, I've already got that in gaming topics for tomorrow, creature. Yeah, if you check the gaming topics room, I snagged some of that this morning. Yeah. We got a really spicy day tomorrow. Woo, doggy. We'll do that, and then we'll play some Last of Us, and then we'll have a round table. I don't know. We might have too much for tomorrow. We easily have 2 solid leads for tomorrow. 2 solid leads for tomorrow. We got what you just sent me, and then we got the Assassin's Creed stuff. Officially announced, not leaked anymore. Should I mention it sooner than later that this is a decent-looking DLC for $200? It seems like a drive-by comment. Yeah, I mean, it seems like he really wanted to get a reaction, and I mean, honestly, he probably didn't get the reaction he wanted. Did he? I mean, maybe he wanted me to get triggered. Hang on. Can we go back? Hang on. I got to get into character. Sorry, but God of War Ragnarok looks like a DLC. Yeah, well, you look like an idiot. Get out. Frick's sake. Was that better? Was that the reaction that you wanted? I tried to get into character. I tried to bring something to that. So I don't know. You know. Mipsy with 7-month milestone. Welcome back in. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. Welcome home. He makes a solid point. Clip it, ship it. Clip it, ship it, button and zip it. That was what, that's what Hillbilly Jack always said. Why so salty, bro? Are you mad? Say no to rage. Microsoft guys will be happy tomorrow as they are today. What do you mean? Top tier Reforge. Wolverine will definitely not be in the showcase. I'll take that action, Doomslayer. Don't you owe me a 50 spot when I play Ragnarok this year? You already owe me a 50 spot for that. So we took bets on that. You lost that bet. Well, you're going to lose the bet in 38 days. So I'll take that action. I bet you Wolverine's there. At the very least, they replay the trailer and remind people about it. Minimum. They replay the trailer. I think Wolverine has at least a reminder presence at the showcase. You'll give it when the game releases? My man. Sorry to be a little off topic, but Ooblets comes out today, and I'm bummed. I have another 3 hours of work before I can play it. Ooblets. Tiffany, that sounds familiar. And why? Was that a game I was looking at? I feel like that was a game I was looking at. Did you just remind me about something that I should be paying attention to? Oh, sim game developed and published by Gumberland. Is this like the Animal Crossing? I don't want to denigrate it, but it's kind of an Animal Crossing wannabe with more building and farming. Yeah. Very Animal Crossing. Yeah. $20 on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah. Looks good. Wolverine has more of a chance showing up at Disney, in my opinion. Lumfao, you good streamer? Can I just get Returnal on PC? I know, right? Playing with house money, Lono? What do you mean playing with house money? Thank you to whomever gifted the subs. I wasn't in stream at the time, but I got the YouTube email 40 minutes ago. Work and lurk. That was dad not good. Xbox lied about Halo Infinite. More delays. Co-op canceled. Come on, Dreamcast guy. Come on. He's really going, man. He's really going down that route. You hate to see it. I feel like he's just fully diving in to the bait. Is the market getting too competitive or something? I don't feel like he needs to do that. I don't know. I feel like he's going full, and I don't feel like he needs to do that. It's unfortunate. I don't know. I wonder if maybe he got a little taste from Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal seemed to do really well for him, which I feel like his videos on Immortal were fair and they were good. And I wonder if he saw those numbers and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to reevaluate how I position my videos. I make more money." Like, golly, I freaking hate that that's the reality of what we do here. I did it today. I was like, how can I get people to click on this? It's just more new info. Okay, I'll put in the thumbnail that I'm disappointed that I paid for the article because it wasn't a very good article, right? I did. I mean, I'm playing the game as well, but at the very least, at least my thumbnail is representative of like how I feel and what I'm gonna say, you know? And maybe he argues in that video that he feels they lied. Maybe he does. Maybe he actually trots out a thoughtful, reasoned argument that he feels like, man, they lied to us. You know, maybe. I mean, they are going back on promises and things that they told us, so there might be room for his claim. There may be room for his claim. Negative brings clicks. Algorithm feeds you what you click. Creators see algorithms feeding negative. They create more negative. Viewers see more negative, resulting in more negative clicks, and the cycle grows and repeats. Yeah, pretty much. It's not entirely his fault. Yeah, like it's what the algorithm does. Wolverine with no blood and gore would be wrong. I mean, there's some. It's pretty grisly and bloody just from the trailer we've already seen. Wolverine is an exclusive for PlayStation. Has more chance of showing up at Disney. Where you get your subs from, fella? I feel like he might have been joking. I don't know. He might have been joking around. Play games in between no news days? No. We've tried gameplay 8 different ways on this channel, and gameplay is just always going to be a tough sell. Because the lion's share of the people that click subscribe today, yesterday, and in the previous weeks and months, all those people that are like, hey, I dig this, I want to come back for more of this, when they see gameplay, they're going to be like, yeah, that's not really what I subbed for, you know? And I respect it. I respect it. That's a consumer knowing what they like. That's a consumer, you know, consuming and responding to what they like, as all consumers should. As all consumers should. That's how it should be. You reinforce the business or the thing or the company that you like. You reinforce it with patronage and engagement, and subsequently you should get more of what you like. Which, to say it another way, if you like what I'm doing, support it, and then you'll get more of it. Great reason to be a member. Great reason to be a sub and to lurk and listen and hit like and be here every day. That's how it works. So, like, the viewership reinforces what I'm doing because it's like that's just a good, healthy relationship. There's a barometer. I measure the barometer. What do people like? I can give you more of that. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy just sitting here and talking. So, like, it's a healthy relationship. And the community largely has communicated over the months and years that gameplay is cool and great in small doses, you know? The gameplay is like Kramer, you know? Kramer can't be the centerpiece of the show. Kramer can show up every once in a while, people laugh and they like him, and then he goes away. And gameplay will be like that here. It shows up, people like it, and then it goes away. It can't come and like live here regularly, you know? Certain games that might change. Like we've been kind of dropping the seeds that we might try something with Diablo 4 where we play it more regularly and cover it and keep up to date on the blogs and the updates and the patches, because that's a game that'll fit very well with what I like to do, which is to break down, content loops and seasonal structures and player incentivization, and I love looters. So first day gameplay is good, then it gets old. Yeah, typically that's been our response, and we have a contingency plan in place. So for God of War Ragnarok gameplay, we have a contingency plan in place. If you guys are looking forward to seeing me play that game beginning to end, you'll be able to. You'll be guaranteed the ability to do that if you're a member, because if the support for that playthrough starts to wane and starts to drop off, I will kick it to a members-only stream so that the rest of the day can be consumed by good news coverage. If the support for that gameplay is excellent, we'll keep on keeping on. We'll keep playing. We'll play that game and have an absolute blast combing over it and doing side quests and missions and just enjoying the story. And if the support wanes because people are like, yeah, I just prefer the talk show, I'll say message received, and I'll kick it to members only. We'll be ending the days with that game. And if you want to see the whole playthrough, it'll cost you $5, I'd prefer not to have to do that, but we have a contingency plan in place for gameplay, because there are certain games that I am going to play at length. If there's ever a Ghost of Tsushima sequel, you're just going to have to buckle the frick up, because I'm going to play the ever-loving snot out of that game, and nobody's going to stop me. Diablo 4 looks epic, but I'm worried after Diablo Immortal. We actually have very good coverage about that, about the monetization. I was extremely worried, and then they released a blog, and I broke it down, and I have no concerns now. So I went from being like, oh my gosh, I'm really concerned because there were some leaks, and then Blizzard was like, all right, everybody shut the frick up, and they dropped a blog that made it crystal clear we have nothing to worry about. Excuse me. We have nothing to worry about. Us Lying-Sign supporters get carried away with our inside jokes and the newcomers don't catch on sometimes. Yeah, periodically, I'm just going to kind of remind people in chat, remember that there's new folks here, and they don't know if you're memeing or joking. So LOLs and /S for sarcasm, or, or JKs, they go a long way when you're memeing or joking around, because not everybody knows that you guys are goofing. So, yeah, we've got some heavy hitters for tomorrow. We've got some heavy hitter topics for tomorrow. I'm more of a cozy gamer, but I like watching my hubby play games like God of War and that baby carrying game for the cutscenes and such. I love that you said baby carrying game, and I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You're talking about Death Stranding. Yeah, we need a Lono Kappa. We really, really do. What do we need for Kappa? I don't have an emote for Kappa. I don't have an emote artist. I could reach back out to him and say, hey, are you willing to work with me again? You know, like, I need a Kappa. You know, I mean, I guess the worst he could say is no, right? I think I remember his name. Yeah, I just saw it. All right. I pinged him. We'll see. Well, we will see. What's Hogwarts Legacy saying? Tweet doesn't exist. The tweet is gone, mommy. Tweet is gone, Christina. I think a big takeaway from Diablo Immortal, remember, is that it made a partnership with the mobile developer where monetization is huge, but D4 is all Blizzard. For sure. Oh, are they giving you something specific if you have that website? Link your Harry Potter fan club at WB Games account for rewards. Input your house, wands, and more. Okay, that's freaking dope. That's freaking dope that they're doing that. So it seems like a lot of you guys, when I asked you about the ending, it seems like there was general consensus that you guys don't think Kratos will die. Who do you think's more likely to die, Kratos or Loki? Kratos or Atreus? Who's the more likely character to die in this game? I think somebody dies. I just looked at it. Yeah, there might have been a typo or something. Baby carrying game. Great game from Kojima. Yeah. I'm a new member. I understand your jokes very well. I do make this type of jokes, so I'm grateful to find you. TMNC configuration. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Membership is a little bit different. It's $5 a month. You'll get an emote. You'll get a batch of emotes to use and a badge next to your name. And appreciate you being here. And supporting the channel with a subscription, with likes, with all of the things. Thank you. This guy, when did he last say anything? I don't know how active he is. Yeah, he's not been doing much. He did a bunch of stuff in August. He takes like big breaks from social media. There it is. TMNT configuration becomes a member just like that. Enjoy the badge and the emotes. They are dope, and so are you. You deserve dope stuff. Then I became a member. My man. Appreciate that. Thank you. Ooh. Oh, woo, those were good neck pops. Holy moly, that felt amazing. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. What if Atreus dies and goes full-blown Loki? Kratos will die saving Atreus. Atreus, God of War with no Kratos, not it. Yeah, a lot of people don't think that he could carry it. For some reason, I can't see Kratos dying. What do you guys think of this? What if they did an in-between title called God of Mischief, and it was Loki, and it was, $40, $50. It was like a Miles Morales kind of a thing, right? A smaller title, expounding on him and his story and everything else. And then the real big comeback moment is Kratos in Egypt or something. Could you see them doing something like that? Both of them are 100% not going to die. Not Loki because they've killed Kratos' child before. I don't think they want to retread the same thing. And not Kratos because he'll just climb out of hell if he quote-unquote dies. Kratos goes on Social Security. Kratos will die but somehow come back for the next game, says P. Dudley. Kratos could die but not be dead, but if they actually kill him off, the franchise needs to die with him, says Eugene. What if they made a game in Egypt as a prequel? What would be going on in the prequel then? Like, what would be the impetus of the story? Spoilers, but did you see the prophecy on the wall at the end of the game? Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if that's supposed to be like a prophecy that like Kratos is going to die. Maybe somebody else is going to die because he looks different. They intentionally have it like, you know, kind of busted up so you can't see who exactly it is. You know, we don't know if that's Kratos or not at the end. We just don't. We're not sure if that's him or not. It's one of those things where, you know, it's hard to know. It's hard to know if they're gonna decide to even consider that, if they're even gonna consider that and say that prophecy is real and needs to happen. You know, they could say no. It's that was just something that they did to plant a seed that like something bad might happen. Instead of it being like a rigid prediction that, oh no, yeah, that stuff on the wall that's actually going to happen. Like Loki's holding somebody, you know, somebody's dead or something. I think it will end with a cliffhanger and one presuming to be dead. 8 months later, they'll announce DLC telling what happened. So, Krebsy, you think they're going to end the game with a cliffhanger, and then they'll do a DLC to resolve it? What if Tyr sacrifices his life to save Kratos and Atreus? Some people think that it's Tyr on the ground in the mural. Yeah. What if Kratos is in Egypt, and he has boy in a container that he's carrying around, and he has to travel across Egypt on food delivering messages and... You're wrong for that, bro. You're so wrong for that. I read that like it was real. Like it was a real suggestion. You are so freaking wrong for that. You got me so good. Got me. Totally got me. I was like, oh yeah, he's got him in a container. I'm thinking you were going to bring up some like Egyptian lore about resurrecting his body, you know? That's what I thought was going to happen with that comment. You son of a frick, bro. That was so well crafted. I think the game ends with Odin casting Kratos and Atreus out of Valhalla to different corners of the world, and you get 2 games, one with Atreus and one with Kratos. I still think there could be like a $40 game like the Lost Legacy Uncharted thing, like Miles Morales, $40 or $50 for a God of Mischief game. Because you think about it, there's already good sequences in The Last of Us and in Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West of like bow-based combat, you know, combat based in like a bow and arrow. And if you gave Loki all of his powers like more fully realized, like the God of Mischief and his primary, you know, he likes the bow because of his history with Kratos, that'd be really, really cool. The one character that will probably die is Freya. Yeah, I could see that. Loki is holding the other God of War. He's holding Tyr. We had people theorizing that because whoever's on the ground is like pretty dadgum tall. I can't imagine DLC containing mainline story beats, just offshoots. I think we get some time travel related shenanigans. Yeah, maybe. That one worked. Yeah, the VX trick worked. Kratos had a bow too in the older games. Well, and there's a bow mechanic that you use like what, twice when Atreus is trying to shoot something, and then you never use it again. There's like an aiming bow mechanic. I'm not saying that points to anything, but you could certainly have a game offshoot $40 or $50 called God of Mischief. I think it'd be freaking awesome. Yeah, I agree with Eugene and McLeod. I don't see them putting main story beats in a DLC. I actually agree with that. Yeah, I've heard of the upcoming game Flintlock. It looks really good. I don't know if we've got any good news on it, though. Santa Monica doesn't do DLC. Yeah, I mean, they might not have a history of doing DLC. Yeah, they might not. God of Mischief could be on Sony Mobile. That'd be really disappointing. Anybody saying they can't see an offshoot game having a conclusion to the main story should look at Assassin's Creed. The original story, since the beginning, pretty much concluded in a comic. Yeah, I don't think that's a good argument, though. I don't think that's a good argument. I think God of War is too central around the characters to have it concluded in like an offshoot DLC or a comic or something. Okay, but Ragnarok was DLC. Okay, no, yeah, fair point. Ragnarok started as DLC. They were planning DLC for God of War 2018, and they started to realize this is going to be too big and substantive for a DLC. That is a fair point. I think Angrboda, Brock, and Freya will die. If Angrboda is Egyptian, in the end, Kratos and Atreus will go to Egypt to resurrect them. I mean, Ragnarok is DLC. That's right. Yeah, it is $70. It is a $70 DLC. That is true. I mean, we are memeing. We are joking, just so new people in chat understand. Update about Halo Infinite. Yeah, that'll probably be our lead tomorrow. We have two very strong leads tomorrow. It's going to be tough to squeeze in The Last of Us, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm being dead up, straight up honest with you. We're going to have a hard time squeezing The Last of Us gameplay in tomorrow. Creature's probably giddy with glee at the prospect of not playing that game. He's probably giddy at the news cycle. He's like, oh yeah, we can completely ignore that fricking pile. I hated having to type that, by the way. That it's perfect for DLC, or that it was originally planned as DLC. I wouldn't refer to any emotion I have as giddy or glee. Your version of giddy is more like rubbing your hands together. More like a, oh yes. That's your version of like giddy or gleeful. Originally planned. Yeah. I hear that, Eugene. For people that think 2018 is a reboot, Kratos, God of War, has returned. His war on the gods of the Olympus long past. Kratos builds a new life for himself in the remote Norse wilds, seeking to put the rage that defined most of his life behind him. Kratos inadvertently sparks a feud with a mysterious cult of berserkers after attempting to save a stranger being mauled by a monstrous bear. But for the former god of Sparta, no good deed goes unpunished. Picturing Mr. Burns saying excellent slowly while his fingers. Yes, that's more like it. Excellent. You know. Creature probably did like a seance rain dance in his backyard last night, hoping that we wouldn't have to cover or play The Last of Us ever again. And he got a freaking platter delivered to his dadgum doorstep. You want gaming news? I'll give you gaming news. Halo, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed. Frick. And he's going like this. It's like, thank you. I'll convince this short little wiry guy with a beard to not play that dadgum game. Nope, I just count on the cycle to try and drown out that sour title, and they did. I know. That's what I'm saying. You know what bums me out though? I bet you our Halo stream tomorrow sucks. I bet you the numbers are awful. I bet you. They're all too depressed to click. They won't do it. I'll put money on the table right now. Our Halo stream's the weakest of the week. It's going to be the weakest stream of the week because people are going to say, I'm too depressed to even click on that. We're talking Halo? Yeah, maybe we shouldn't. I'm literally arguing right now that we shouldn't cover it. I don't think people will click on it. It's too depressing. Yo, UK Gamer upgrades to Tier 2. We only need like 25 more people to do that, getting closer and closer to 100 Tier 2 members. Yeah, I think Phil Spencer's commentary and Assassin's Creed are probably our leads tomorrow. You caught that, Trill Troll. Weakest of the week. That could be a segment. Up next, weakest of the week. Yo mama. No, I'm just kidding. COD and AC all day. Halo who? Xbox guys can't catch a break. Listen, I know I told you guys that I don't ever want to talk about matters of faith on this channel, but I just really think that this news about Halo just proves that God exists. I think he smited all of you Xbox fans for being so dishonest and hateful this week about The Last of Us, and you have been summarily judged. So, suck it, atheists! Oh gosh, I got through it. That's such a clip. That's such a freaking clip. Oh my gosh, James, my man James, so generous, always here tipping and being dope. Upgrades to Tier 2, I appreciate that. Oh, that might be one of my... Come on, that's one of my best bits. Come on, I will veto that clip. Don't even try it. You're freaking grump. You are a grump. You're grumpy. But you're probably right. 6 out of 10. I love that 6 out of 10 is already a meme. I love it. I love it. Oh, golly. The price on that clip is certainly too high. Well, I'll throw it over to TikTok. I'll throw it over TikTok. Are you worried at all that Sony might go too woke with their games? Yeah, I mean, the other day I was thinking that I have a really big fear with, like, part of the story of Ragnarok is, you know, Atreus wanting to wear a dress. I'm pretty worried about it. You know, I think it's going to really disrupt the storytelling. And, yeah. I mean, that in addition to it basically just being DLC, I really feel like Sony's fallen on hard times. I didn't know what to say. I wanted to be super sarcastic in my response. That was the best I could come up with. I didn't want to go too far. I didn't want to go too far and be offensive. You know, I didn't want to go too. I didn't know where a safe. Yeah, God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok. The Wokening. Ragnarok is coming. You will use the right pronouns. That's why they retired boy. You know? We gotta stop. Bring it, walk it back. Come on, chat. And back it up. Back it up, Terry. Golly. I like that. Pay dollar store prices, get dollar store goods. Right. Right. It's not exactly. There's no coincidence here, is there? Did you guys see that Sea of Thieves video yesterday, though? It's all like cryptic and weird. Aren't they supposed to be doing something today? Excuse me. Aren't they supposed to be doing something today? Don't forget about Forwoken. Yeah. Shoot. They had, yeah, there was maintenance. The servers went under maintenance 8 hours ago. As we tinker behind the scenes and close the door on a hunter's cry. Is there anything happening in the game? Servers came back online. You can read up on the release notes. And then 2 hours ago, they tweeted a fox on a boat. Excuse me. Instead of boy, he's now referred to as non-binary child. I shouldn't have laughed at that as hard as I did. I should have just given that a wry chuckle, but that caught me off guard. Boy. And then in this game, he's like, non-binary child. Yeah, child might be ageist or something. I don't know. Tiny human? No, that refers to his body size. Can't do that either. Enough, says Creature. I hate all of you. We're having fun, Dad. Come on. It's not our fault this Game Informer article was as thin as the clothing people wear on the purple platform. This was thin, bro. Jeepers. We're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can. I mean, come on. If you're tuning in for the latest God of War Ragnarok New Details, there was some good stuff, but we heard most of it yesterday, unfortunately. If you want to see my breakdown, it's at the beginning of this stream. It's a 5-minute open. If you haven't been here yet today, be sure to smash the like button if you're enjoying the content. We had a bunch of gifted memberships as well today. It's a 5-minute open that takes 5 minutes. I record it, lady. I'm very efficient with my show opens. They're very fast.
Oh, they're pre-recorded.
No, I do it live. I'm the king of the one take. What are you talking about? Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who I am? But seriously, no. I open the show and I do a 5-minute open and I record it. And it's very efficient. The rest of the stream, however, it's up for grabs. So, I'll have you know, we are at 1,312 members, and if we hit 1,500, we have to play Genital Jousting. Chat, she's in the room. Now's the time, all right? Let's get another 100 members right now. If you are not a member, do it. Click join. Make my wife... You do not have plans on Friday. Okay, that took a second for me to get the joke. That's rude as frick. That is freaking rude as frick. She said, I'm going to download an app that I haven't used in a long time and try to find someone else to watch. That's like...
And they saw
you
not get it, and then they saw
it totally took me a second. Help me get revenge right now. That was an absolute unfair... That was below the belt, and not in a good way. That was so wrong. That was so freaking wrong. I'm a poor man's poor man. Well, stick around. You might get it gifted. You might get it gifted, Filta. Filta, you survived me yelling at you, so you definitely have a chin, and I appreciate. I yelled at Filta. I did. I said, what did I yell? I can't remember what I yelled. I yelled. Yeah, I did. A lot, actually. That was tough. She's brutal. She's brutal. She's a brutal lady. Yeah, get out of here. I know I didn't label coffee last night. We were too busy playing Returnal. I usually label the coffee when we watch Star Trek, and we've been playing Returnal. Lono's still recovering from that burn, and nobody got my back. None of you had my back. No new members, no gifted. I see how it is. I stepped out. On the battlefield, and y'all just like, shuffled your feet, whistled, and looked at the sky. You're like, oh, what? Huh? Yeah, I see how it is. Y'all are scared. We like Madam more than you? No. Don't try and flip it around. You're scared. You're scared of her. Don't try and flip this around and act like that you like her. You're frickin' scared of my wife. You are scared of her. Second OTV member coming over to YouTube, just a matter of time until it's Pokey. Oh, yes. Golly, if they grab Pokey. Well, after Pokey, there's only one left. Only one. XQC. It's all coming together. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry. It's residual. There's like residual revenge. Residual, like, vengeance there. So it's just every once in a while kind of like bubbles up to the surface. You should check out Shia LaBeouf interview on Real Ones. I saw a clip. I want so much to be involved with what Johnny Bernthal's doing. I absolutely love Bernthal, and I would freaking die to be on his show and to talk about everything I've been through. Oh my gosh. I love Bernthal. Like, deep. Like, love him. That freaking podcast is dope. His podcast is really getting good. Yeah. His DMs are open. His DMs are open on Twitter, so I just hit him with a, hey, I love what you're doing. I doubt he'll ever see it, but man, I'd freaking die. I would absolutely die just to have a conversation with him. Give me 2 hours. It would be so fun. It'd be so fun. It would be meaningful. More than Jason Momoa. I have a crush on Jason Momoa and would like to spoon with him. That's different. That I would like to snuggle with him. He probably smells like sandalwood and vanilla, and his skin probably feels like velvet that's been warmed by the sun. But no, like, I love Bernthal. Like, it's like a brotherly thing. Like, you look at him, you're like, this guy is just a good dude. You know what I mean? He's a good dude. Would just want to spend time with him. He's like a guy you would want to have like a really awesome, deep friendship with. Like, he just seems like a really, really good dude. Grounded and real. You know what I'm saying? So, and I absolutely love that he saved Daredevil Season 2. His rendition of Frank Castle is immaculate. No one will ever be able to top his rendition of Frank Castle in The Punisher. I don't think so. I think he's unmatched. He is to Frank Castle what Robert Downey Jr. is to Tony Stark. It just, you can't beat him. What he brought to that character, the emotional depth and the transformation, just phenomenal work. I respect his work as an actor, and I respect him as a person quite a bit more. Which game franchise would you like to come back, like a sequel or a reboot? That's always a hard one for me. It's always like a really, really hard one for me. Definitely have to be the Little Spoon. Somebody made me a shirt. I forget her name now. She doesn't hang out anymore. She sent me a shirt that says Jason Momoa's Little Spoon. Yeah, a franchise to be rebooted. I mean, I would love like a Super Metroid, because I didn't like Metroid Dread because of the sneaky areas. Like, I would have loved a Metroid, like a Super Metroid. I want a Metroid that's like actually a Metroidvania. Heartless. Yeah, Heartless one. That's who sent me the shirt. Thank you, Barrier. Yeah. She's not around anymore. She was super dope. Time Splitters? No, I didn't play the Metroid Prime games. Metroid Prime games didn't appeal to me. They didn't appeal to me. Yeah. Monologue in the Park in Daredevil was amazing. He became. I'm convinced at this point. I'm convinced that Johnny Bernthal created the Punisher in the scene in the courtroom where he gets growly and gravelly and mad. I am convinced that he created the Punisher in that moment. That somebody at that moment said, green light the show. This guy is it. That scene is it. It's like the scene in Breaking Bad where Bryan Cranston becomes, right in front of your eyes, he becomes Heisenberg. He's at dinner with that lady, and his whole face and demeanor changes, and he says, F you. That is unmatched acting. It's so good. And the courtroom scene, that's the birth of the Punisher. I believe it. What he brought to that scene was transformative. It was fantastic. And anybody who watched that scene said, we better frickin' book the show right now. This guy is bigger than a side character. Get him. I'm telling you, man. So good. Jesse, we have to cook? No. The scene in the restaurant with the woman who offers to pay, I'm telling you, he's handling the conversation as if he's Walter White. Right in front of your eyes, he goes from being Walt to being Heisenberg like that. Everything changes. Posture, his face, his voice. Unbelievable. Unmatched. Can we get in? Can we Halos and members tomorrow if it's cut content? No. I hated how everybody gave the Punisher grief because it started so slow. I was like really, really glad that it started out slow. I was really, really glad. He didn't hesitate to start cooking. Looking back, it's kind of odd, really. I think there's an undercurrent narrative in the show that it was always there. He was always going to be that guy. He was always going to do that thing. He just needed the right push. He jumps right in, turns down a way to pay for everything because of misplaced pride. Yeah, but I did a lot of commentary on that when we were doing repeat theater. They really, really take pains to establish in the beginning of the show that he's always emasculated. Everybody emasculates him. His wife is rude to him and bossy to him for his own birthday party. Hank is rude to him and talks down to him. He's constantly emasculated, constantly. And so I think it was time for him to be like, no, I'm not going out like that. I'm going out on my terms. If I have to die from it, I die from it. No one's paying for my stuff. I'm not going to be emasculated anymore. And honestly, throughout the show, you get an even further back trail of a trajectory of emasculation and what happened with the company. Gray Matter? Like, at every turn, this guy's having stuff taken from him and he has no control over everything. And he's like, I'm done. I'm in control now. And when that happens, the villain is born. It's absolutely brilliant. And he gives that entire speech about chemistry is about transformation and taking on the properties of other things. And he does that all throughout the show. He transforms and he takes on the properties of the people that he kills. Like, there is so much to that show, you honestly have to watch it a couple of times to really pick it up, all of it. It's just, they did something with that show that I think is very hard to do. They created so much depth that on a rewatch, you're like, I never connected that. I never thought about that. Like, absolutely tour de force as a show. To have that many layers that a rewatch, you feel a richness and like a sense of, there's stuff here I didn't see the first time or pick up the first time. Yeah, I've been meaning to do when my wife and I are done with Star Trek, we're gonna go over to Better Call Saul and enjoy that show. We were enjoying it a long time ago, and something happened, and we switched to another show and just never went back. We were both enjoying it. The Punisher was perfect starting slow because it let you understand. Current day media tries to go so fast. The slow build is so good. I loved it. You haven't rewatched it? I'm telling you. I thought I wasn't going to enjoy rewatching it, Eugene. I thought I was going to be melancholy and gutting because you know what's coming. I loved every freaking minute of it. I was like, there is so much here. There's just a richness to everything they did. Oh, it's so well done. I had no complaints on the rewatch. No complaints. I was thrilled. Because I remember thinking, like, there were certain things that my memory was sort of foggy on. Right? I unlurked just to close the YouTube. What, Demins? Where can you watch Breaking Bad? Haven't watched it yet, but I've heard good things about it. It's on Netflix, isn't it? I believe it's on Netflix still. Until AMC yanks it off of there, I believe it's still on Netflix. It might not be on Netflix anymore. I don't know how long that contract goes for. Oh, you were way behind on the VOD. Oh. Is it just me or stream's buffering a bit? We've been having some trouble today, Doomslayer. YouTube's been having some difficulty today, which is unfortunate because we had a humongous start to the day and YouTube just absolutely kicked the slats out from under us. We had a really hard time maintaining momentum because all kinds of buffering and stuff happened. I got to the part where we made the awful can't touch this joke. That's good. It was good. AMC is reclaiming all its properties from Netflix in June. I mean, it makes sense. They have some very, very stout offerings, and to have them over on Netflix doesn't make any sense. You know? It just doesn't make any sense. Okay. Inching closer to another sub-milestone. Some guy just left a comment that was like, if you're going to comment about this guy's hot take and crappy views, don't. It just helps his video get seen by more people. Hide this user on the channel. Aww. They canceled The Walking Dead to prevent Netflix from getting it. They're pretty serious about it. Yeah. I would say so. I would say so, yeah. Lost is that way too. Yeah, rewatching Lost, I always pick up on new things. Yeah. If you're wandering in here near the tail end looking for God of War Ragnarok New Details, I have them all at the very beginning of the stream. We only need 40 more likes for 400 likes. Smash it if you've been enjoying the show. We are way off the rails here, and it's because there wasn't that much to discuss. I don't know if there's anything here you guys feel like we want to retread. Freya and Thor are going to have the same depth and screen time as Baldur. They're the main antagonists. Level design and puzzles will feature more verticality, the use of water, ice, and maybe other elements. There's an increased use of Atreus. Increased enemy variety with Asgardian soldiers, enormous wyverns, grims, and antlered centaurs known as stalkers. There was a screenshot of one of the antlered centaurs, one of the stalkers, using a whip and like grabbed on to Kratos' arm. Updated combat. There'll be more verticality in combat. You'll be able to imbue each of the weapons with the signature weapon skill. Ice on the axe. Fire on the Chaos Blades. We were thinking we might get to wield Mjolnir, and you would then imbue it with lightning. That's a good trifecta. Ice, fire, lightning. There's two shields that they describe, the Dauntless Shield and the Stonewall. The Dauntless Shield is all about parrying. Every parry makes the shield charge. Once fully charged, can be slammed into the enemies and knock them back. Stonewall's more of a blocking shield. You just hold it up and it absorbs kinetic energy, and then you can slam the ground and it throws people back or knocks them down. There will be other shields as well. That's where some of the build diversity is going to come in. Probably not new weapons, but new abilities on the weapons, and then all sorts of different shields. And then this is not the end of the franchise. The game's director said that this is an ending that is just something, an ending is just something new beginning. So that was essentially all of the high points, and Cory Barlog all but confirming that the next game will be in with Mayans or the Egyptians. That was confirmed early on in the article, and if you kind of combine that with the game director saying an ending is something new beginning, this game is considered an ending in their mind, which means it's the new beginning of something different, something more. Does that mean Kratos dies? Does that mean Atreus dies? Does that mean the next God of War game will be, Egyptian, Mayan? Do we get a spin-off? I've said, we could get a $40 or $50 title more akin to Miles Morales, and it would be called God of Mischief. And you would play through a more, not a small game, but a smaller game, more contained, with Atreus, being Loki. And then the really big title would be, obviously 5 or 6 years away, and that would be one based in the Mayan, world or the Egyptian world. There's anything that can't get any worse. Ryan Johnson says his Star Wars trilogy is still being discussed. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a great trilogy, Creature. He probably will make a great trilogy. You just can't slap him in the middle of an existing trilogy. That was the problem. He made bad decisions. That doesn't make him a bad director. I bet you he could make a killer trilogy. Just don't slap him in the middle of somebody else's trilogy and expect him to play nice. He's too creative for his own good. Knives Out was fantastic. I actually think Ryan Johnson could create a fantastic trilogy. I wish I could have felt the breakdown between Hank trying to get the connection to the book and Walt in the next season. It didn't hit as hard when I immediately rolled over to the next episode. Oh, right. Yeah. I was watching it week to week when that happened. It was pretty cool. How are they going to get God of War into these new locations? Ragnarok will probably usher it in. You know, it'll fling him into another realm, another dimension, another whatever they want to call it. You know, if Asgard gets destroyed, Bifrost gets destroyed, you know, they get flung from wherever they are. Odin could do it as a punishment, you know. You ready for Glass Onion? I don't know what that is. Is that the Knives Out sequel? I don't think he's interested in Star Wars. He's interested in making his mark on Star Wars. That's certainly possible, which would probably make for a frustrating Star Wars, you know, trilogy if he goes way off in his own direction. He gets there through the magic of the plot says how. Rian Johnson needs to stay the blank away from Star Wars. He had his chance and made the worst Star Wars movie ever. It's a Knives Out spin-off with Craig. Oh, it's a spin-out and they're calling it Glass Onion? Nice. Knives Out is probably one of my favorite movies in the last couple of years. I can rewatch that movie and I just enjoy every minute of it. I suspect foul play. The inevitability of truth. He's so good in that. He's so good. Judging by his non-Star Wars movies and his writing, I think he could kill it with the Star Wars not being bogged down by the Skywalker legacy. I kind of agree with that. Like, if he gets to go off on his own and not deal with Skywalker legacy, sure. I tell you what we need to do, though. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Last week. No, we got to go weeks before. We didn't do one then. Oh, I got to go back pretty far. Hang on. Here we go. Reuse. If any of you didn't get a gifted membership, now is a great time to become a member. We're getting ready to transition into a members-only talk show that we end the day with. If anybody wants to gift members, now's the time to do it. They do take a little bit longer to get claimed than they used to. Do that very quickly so that we don't have to sit around and wait for them to get claimed. If you guys are done gifting members, that's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and schedule it and get it all set up. So if you're currently sitting without a badge next to your name, $5 a month gets you into our members-only Discord. We do a members-only talk show every single day. It's a great way to end the day together, and a great way to bring people with us is to gift members right now at the end of the day, because the people that are with us are the most loyal. They made it all the way to the end of the day. We've been streaming for 5 hours. We stream live for free every day between 5 and 6 hours a day, and then we go over and do a members-only stream for like an hour or two. And we appreciate you guys that are supporting the channel so much with membership gifts. We did hit 1,300. Our sights are set on 1,500. The big goal is 2,000 members, but we are setting our sights on 1,500. And then my wife and I will play a game that she does not want to play on Friday night. So I'll give you 5 minutes. We'll go for the full total 5 hours of live time before switching. I'll give you that time if anybody wants to become a member, or gift. How do you accept? Well, people have to be gifting at the time, but you can preemptively turn on your gifting settings by clicking join, and then there's 3 dots at the top of the menu, and your gift settings are in there, and you can turn them on you can turn on allowing gifts on this channel. Member streams are 6 out of 10 because they cost money. That's right. Did we make a command for that? Yeah, what did we call it? We did make a command for that, did we not? Yeah, I got it. It's allow gifts plural. They should let you gift on mobile. Yeah, you got to click join, 3 dots at the top, gift settings, toggle allow gifts on this channel. I should probably do... may need to turn it off, save, and then back on again. I just updated it to say you may need to turn it off, save, and then back on again. I just updated it to say that. Looper? You didn't like Looper? I thought Looper was freaking awesome. Oh my gosh. I thought Looper was so good. Done. Thanks for the info. Dope. Let me go to the main page and feature this video. Okay. Solid past couple of days, guys. YouTube's been doing really, really weird stuff with our videos. Like, we're not getting tons of great results from search, but you guys have been showing up so huge and supporting that, like, it doesn't matter. We are, like, carrying our own weight, basically. Like, and it's all you guys. Like, it's just been incredible. The positivity, the support, the daily turnout has just been so reliable, so consistent. You guys are amazing. If you lurk, if you smash like, if you're an active chatter, if you're a member, if you've been gifting members, like, seriously, you guys have been bringing it. Enjoy Looper's movie. ADJC hit a 30-month milestone. Remember, if you're on phone, don't join. Do it from a browser on a laptop. It doesn't charge you extra. That's right. Enjoyed Looper as a movie, but the time travel rules gave me... I'm authorized to make this joke, yes. Yeah. All right, let me get everything set up for the next show. You didn't know that? Yeah, you might need to do that, GC Plugs. Turning it off and back on again has helped a lot of people get a membership. Like, they already have it on and they weren't getting them. So there's definitely been, yeah. Time to end. Let's try this. Let's see if we go with our classic tweet style, we get better results. Let's see. Okay. All right, we got 1 minute before we're going to switch gears. Thank you to everybody who's been participating so much. If when we do this you feel kind of bummed out, you can't get the gifted memberships, just keep hanging out. The more loyal you are, you might get them. You might even get a gifted when you're not watching. People have been getting emails like, hey, you got a gifted. And if you feel like joining, it's $5 a month. We do an extra talk show every day of the week. And then the Friday night streams with my wife are gameplay, laughs, drinks, and all of that. But all the extra shows throughout the week are talk shows. So we're 30 seconds out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and post the post to members. Okay, that one out. All right. Redirect is set up. Turn that off. All right, here comes the link. Hey, if you clicked on this video, that means you're a member. Maybe you recently became a member or got gifted a member. If you are one of the newer members, really take the time to familiarize yourself with Discord. It's an app you can get on your phone or your computer, and you create an account, and it's a server that's Discord only if you click on my Discord link below. Get in there and link your Discord account with your YouTube account, and you get all this extra access. You can hang out with the community when I'm not live. Most importantly, you'll get notified for members-only content. I'm going to be ending the previous stream where we were talking about God of War Ragnarok. Unfortunately, we didn't get a ton of great news from that article. That should bring people over when I end it. We also have been covering Last of Us and some other big things. So let me end that stream. And so, thankfully,